So cool. Okay.
Turtle.
Hi, kitty.
And now that's the first thing
Yep.
that people will hear.
Recording now.
I think the last recording I did, I was like, oh, I should move Aster so that there's not a lot of purring on this recording. And everybody was like, don't you dare. So
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, coolio. So yeah, our one-off comic of the big team shows a very like large GAIA bot like looking over what appears to be a bowl of cereal, and inside of the bowl of cereal is like a O shaped cereal, like a Cheerios or whatever, and then we see inside of those O's are Verve, Overgrowth, Jackal, and Greta Thoreau. Are y'all doing anything special while you're chilling in this bowl of cereal, trying to get Gaia's attention?
I'm imagining I'm holding on to a Fruit Loop.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Like a life
as like one of those floaty bands, like when you're in the ocean and somebody's trying to save you, like one of those red white striped things.
Yep.
I think Overgrowth has Swovergrowth. They're just waving his arms.
I think Atlanta is like shooting little lightnings up into the air.
Little tiny sparks.
little tiny lightnings.
I think you see Melody hopping off of like one of those Fruit Loops, whatever, into the water, hoping the splash will raise some attention.
Great, awesome. Melody's diving off of a Fruit Loop.
Yeah, I think Greta also has like a makeshift domino mask to at least appear somewhat heroic. Also, quick note: I see that Izzy just popped into the chat.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, hi. Sorry I'm late.
All good.
I can
If
I was.
I was gonna say, with Cypher, we can definitely move Cypher back in. If you want to stay Q, I'm okay with that. If or if we just want to have the 4, I'm also fine with either.
I'll let you run. Yeah, 4 is a lot easier, so I'll let you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, have fun.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
I'll listen for a bit. Bye.
Greta will just punch Jackal later.
Good luck.
So what does Cypher look like? Actually, I don't think Izzy was there for like the start of this.
Gotcha.
For like the cover.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so since you're joining in, are you okay with it being recorded?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so the like this one-off big team comic cover is has a like GAIA bot, but like looking from the angle looks much bigger than usual. Looking over like the rim of a bowl of cereal, and inside of the bowl of cereal is like an O shaped, like a Cheerios or a Fruit Loops kind of like cereal, and the 4 people in the session are in the bowl of cereal trying to get Gaia's attention because they are very small. Verve, Atlanta was shooting off sparks. Greta is hanging out like a life raft inside of one of the O's, like shouting. Overgrowth has become tiny Swovergrowth and is just like waving big tree arms. What's Cypher doing to try to get Gaia's attention in this bowl of cereal?
She's trying to like freeze the milk. But
Great.
failing horribly at it and like freezing herself in points.
Awesome, great. We got frozen milk, we got lightning, we got trees. Perfect. Okay, so we move inside, and it's like it's summer, so yeah, school's out. It's like middle of the week or something, just like a regular, pretty nice day. Like pretty sunny, not too hot, not like overly humid or anything. And we close down in on the big team base. Overgrowth, what brings you to the base today?
I think due to recent dad-related shenanigans, he's been spending a lot of time. Well, he always spent a lot of time here, but he's spending a lot more time here instead of at home.
Valid.
Over the summer. So I think something I had in my head is that, like, he's been putting in like he's been slipping in more house plants into the big team base, and right now he's like very delicately trimming a little bonsai tree
Cool.
that he's giving to Gaia.
When you like present the tree and like await a response, it takes a while. Like usually Gaia is like, you know, talking with any other person, and it's just like an instant response of like you would get. It like takes a while. Like you're kind of just like sitting there like here, and then nothing for a while, and then like weirdly long later, like almost a minute later, it's like sorry, what's Overgrowth's real name?
Grayson.
Grayson, right? Thank you, Grayson. I appreciate this.
You're welcome, Gaia.
And then another like really long time, and then they ask, "Do you require anything else?"
No, are you feeling okay?
Like 30 seconds. I am okay.
All right. Let me know if there's any trouble in town, like usual.
I will be sure to let you know.
He goes back to his plants.
Izzy, what's Cypher doing? At the base.
She's probably trying to practice in the danger room.
Got it. Yeah. So like, Cypher goes into the danger room, and like, it takes a really long time for like the like solid hologram things to show up. And when she gets to like actually like practicing and doing stuff, they're like, it's like playing in a video game like where the host is like their network is really bad, and so like they'll move and then move back to where they were and move again, and like when they shoot a thing, they move, but like the bullet kind of just like stays there in like air and then starts moving. Like the whole simulation and stuff is just really laggy today.
Okay, so she's like, Gaia, what's going on?
Everything is fine. How are you?
Gaia, it doesn't look like everything is fine.
Like a while, like a minute and a half passes, and then I assure you things are entirely fine.
Yeah, as that minute and a half passes, she's already like packing up. And it's like walking out, like someone needs to fix this. She doesn't know how to fix it. She's got to find somebody to do it.
Yeah, like Cypher leaves, and then the reply comes after she's like out of the room. Like Gaia just responds to an empty room. Great. So I presume that Greta is arriving with Atlanta.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so you show up to the base. What made Greta decide to come to Big Team Base today?
I think she got invited by Atlanta.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, prom was yesterday. And, Greta, was helping out with the thing, and, just we they probably just like got started talking about the base and stuff, and like maybe talking about Gaia a bit, and then Greta is a fangirl and would have very subtly and not at all obviously been like, yeah, wanted to meet Gaia because Gaia is very cool, and that was the proposed reason for Greta being at the base today.
Cool, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the two of you that come into the entrance, and like since Greta's not like officially a big team member, but she's like basically here as Atlanta's guest.
Mhm.
There we go. Like you go over to like just like print out a little like visitor badge thing, and it take like again like you come up to the thing and like expect to just be greeted like as you're walking up, but you get there and it takes a while, and then finally Gaia is like, "Hello, Atlanta. Who is your friend?"
Hi Gaia, this is Greta.
Hello. Gaia.
Greetings. Do you require a visitor's badge?
I didn't know we had visitor badges, but that would be cool. Yeah?
That does sound handy, yeah?
Like 45 seconds passes. Excellent. I will prepare one. And then like a printer sounds, but like instead of just like a usual like and it's done, it sounds like one of those 90s printers where it like like and like you like look behind the counter is one of the like just the printer is just taking forever, and like it's like instead of just going out, it's like line by line dotting the ink into it, and then like it takes like a few minutes, and then finally you get this like really low res thing that like kind of says visitor's badge with Greta spelled wrong.
It just says great.
Who is Greta? Great, okay.
It says great.
Gaia, are you alright?
Things are fine. Who is your friend?
This is...
I'm Greta. Do they always act like this?
No, this is real weird.
Do you require a visitor's badge?
You just made us one, Gaia.
I see you have a visitor's badge. Come on in.
Okay.
Like the door to like the rest of the base like opens like a little bit and then just kind of sits there. And then doesn't do anything.
I guess we go in?
Yeah?
I mean, I don't know how you usually do things over here. I mean, usually when I get invited to places, we just go through the door, but most places that I go to don't really have an AI controlling the entire building.
Yeah. I also usually just use the door unless I'm in a hurry, and then I use the wires. Because I can turn into lightning again. It's so good. It's so convenient. I get places so fast. That's
That does sound really handy. Greta looks a little jealous.
Lana like points at the door and is like, yeah, door. Both fingers or like both hands just like pointing at the door.
Yeah.
Door.
You get to the door. The door, like, you wait for a second, but it doesn't move, so you like kind of have to just shove it open yourselves. And after you get through, then you hear the gears in the door like click a bunch of times, like it's trying to open, but it's already open all the way. And And then thanks to comic book magic, you get to like Cypher and Overgrowth, and the two of you all kind of end up in the same place. How'd that happen? Weird.
He kind of waves to Greta. Big team huddle.
Oh, okay.
I mean, does it have to be a big team huddle, or can like Greta get in on this too?
Well, okay, Greta can get in this too.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay, everyone. I think there's something wrong with Gaia.
Yeah.
Something wrong with Gaia.
And I don't know how to breach the subject. Because they seem really focused on them being fine. But I think we should try and do something about this before we get a HAL 9000 situation going on.
I mean, I was gonna say I don't think Gaia would ever try to kill us, but then again, Gaia did get infected by Orbital last year, and that was a problem. There was a whole thing. Gaia still never directly tried to kill us. But yeah, we should try and figure out what's going on.
We should ask them to do a diagnostic. I mean, they have to if we tell them to.
Is that how it works?
I mean,
I mean,
they have
Gaia's
to.
computer. I don't know.
We could still ask them to do that.
I can't exactly taking the Best Buy.
The door to like the room y'all are in opens, and a Gaia bot like starts to like it looks like it's like it looks like they're walking, but like it's like the video got slowed down in like slow motion, but like it's not slow motion, it's like real time. And so they're just like walking in really slowly.
Oh, hi, Gaia.
Hey, Gaia.
Wow, she's tall.
And then they like glance over really slowly. And you, Atlanta, do you have like, can you like sense power stuff, or is it just turning into power stuff?
I think she could like, if there was like a strong source of energy, she can probably like set like sort of feel that.
Sure. Okay. What about Cypher? Does Cypher have anything with like big power sources like shifting, or no?
It's magic. She can detect it, but
Okay.
otherwise, no.
Okay. I don't think Gaia is magic. As far as I know, Gaia is not magic.
As far as I know, Gaia is not magic.
Greta is staring at the Gaia bot with sparkles in her eyes and just goes like, they're definitely magic.
Yeah, so Atlanta, you from this Gaia bot, you sense just like a really, really big surge of power. And like their eyes like get really bright, and then they like look over to the four of you and say, "My apologies. I do think there is something going on that I should talk to you about. I was hoping that it would solve itself, but the usual method of solving these problems is preoccupied."
What is your usual method of solving these problems?
The tiny team.
The tiny team?
Yes. There is a microverse that exists on a much smaller scale than what you are used to, and there is a similar sort of group there to the big team that call themselves the tiny team.
I'm sorry. What?
That is adorable.
To meet them.
I know, right?
I'm fairly certain record of them is in the archives.
There's an archives?
I should reread those one of these days.
How do you have so many things in this space and not know that it's there?
don't
According
know.
to my-
And when I joined, Brian gave me a Dead Sea Scroll of stuff. I didn't.
According to analytics, it appears most of the big team spends most of their time in either the danger room, the kitchen, or the chill room.
Yeah.
We are teenagers.
Indeed.
But anyway, so Tiny Team is.
Yes, tiny team.
Is
They
it
are from
paywall, or
they
do
are
you know what they're up to?
They are from the Tinyverse. They are currently busy in their main city, Kinseon.
Kinseon?
Kinseon.
Oh my god.
Kinseon City. Is apparently under many sorts of problems right now. Apparently, the message that they sent me, Police Chief Otiny is staging a coup against Mayor Smallsover. The Black Mold Club is trying to summon beings from the mold dimension.
Oh my god.
C-Tag is kidnapping people to give them psychic powers. There's just a lot of things happening to go on right at once.
Tiny Bishop?
I didn't think of a bishop in
Bit?
Bishop, yeah.
They're just called like checkers or something.
There are a lot of things happening all at once, almost like there had been things building up to this over the course of a season, and this is the culmination of that. But they are too busy to help out in their usual capacity. So there are several problems with my core that need addressing for me to operate at full capacity. Currently, I have devoted the entirety of my available processing power to this bot. I hope nothing else happens to the base while I am not able to see it.
No?
Oh no, no.
Is there any way we can help?
There is.
Yeah.
Hi, Phoebe. If you could follow me to my core, I believe there is a way I can get you into a position that you could do what Tiny Team usually does.
Yeah, let's go.
I like to see the scene where we're all processing what that means, but none of us want to say it out loud.
Greta sticks up like a hand and kind of like almost jumps up a little like waving, like asking a question in class. So yes, I would very much like to see this. Is it a problem for a non-big team member to come with, especially if they don't have superpowers, or?
I am sure it will be fine. I imagine you
Cool.
will need all the help you can get in this moment.
Yay! Double thumbs up.
There are no big team members who don't have powers.
You appear to have a visitor's badge, so I believe it's all fine.
Yes, I do have a visitor's badge.
And your badge says that you are great. So that's all the proof I need.
That is absolutely correct.
Excellent. If you would follow me, and they head off, since they're like walking at a normal speed, but yeah, like they said, all of their processing power is in this bot, which is the only thing letting them like operate seemingly normally. So they lead you to the core, and like when you get to like the room that has GAIA's core in it, it's like walking into like a server room, where like it's not. I realize I'm probably the only one that has experience with this. But it's like when you have a computer and like that hasn't been dusted out, or like it's just been like sitting there for a while, or like it's a really badly done computer or whatever, and it's just like you turn it on and just the fans just immediately start going like it's really, really loud in here.
Oh man, GAIA, has no one been in here
It's
to
also really,
blow
really
some
hot.
air in there, some electronics duster? Or?
This is worse than my dad's computer.
Yes, it is in a bad place. It
I
wasn't.
think we should add that to the team chores, everyone. Like, someone comes in here and dusts off Gaia.
I would appreciate that. As I said, usually Tiny Team is not so preoccupied, but there's a lot of things going on. But anyways, I have something that could potentially allow you to enter my core and take care of these problems, if you would be comfortable with that.
Yes, very much. Wait, I'm not very good with this, but yes, I want to do everything I can do to help.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm
Excellent. And so they walk over and pick up a box that on the cover, not the cover, the front of the box says Nano O's and has a person that looks a lot like Cyclone, but it says, there's a little thing that says Mayor Smallsover's favorite cereal. And they walk over to you and say, this is technology from Teension that allows the size and the size and comparative abilities and strength of something to remain as it was at its original size. But with this, you can potentially shrink down to a size small enough to enter the core. Do you prefer milk?
Do you have any vegan alternatives?
I do.
Overgrowth like slowly looks at Greta.
Hi. What's up?
The giant plant boy.
Yes, I can see you.
He was mostly just trying to make a joke. He actually doesn't care. It's just...
You have a gorgeous mane.
Thanks.
Can I touch it? Wait, I'm sorry. That's rude.
You just hear a quip clop as he takes a few steps away from you.
So GAIA prepares you all a bowl of Nano O's, part of a complete breakfast, and hands them to you. And as you start to eat them, with each bite, you just notice the room getting a lot bigger. And then eventually, you are like maybe a couple millimeters high.
Oh man, we should have started closer to the core. We're going to walk like 2 miles.
Well, I mean, I can fly, so...
Oh,
giant.
yeah.
GAIA, who looks like basically if you were like standing next to Mount Everest, like as a normal person, GAIA bot leans down really close and says, "Hello, big team."
Almost getting blown away.
Yep.
Gaia, volume control, please.
I apologize. If you would like, you may ride in my hand. And they like move their to you gigantic hand right next to you.
Greta immediately like has like a internal conflict of like either I could use the exercise to run over there, or I could jump into. She jumps into the hand.
Yeah, Overgrowth hops in the hand and helps the others up too.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, safe profile.
So you're led along. Yeah, it just I get like the scale of it like looks like you're outside because of how like far everything appears to be, like the ceiling and like the walls and stuff, but yeah, everything is just so much bigger. Like the core, rather than just kind of being like the size it was, it looks like you're like standing next to like the Epcot thing. That's just this like unknowably big circle of stuff. And they walk over and kind of like go to this little like data pad entrance thing, and kind of like it like dusts you off onto the like a pad. And basically there's like a little slot where like you would put like a USB or whatever, and y'all can like kind of enter through there.
Cool.
This is so cool. Wait. Verve?
Yeah.
You can do the wire thing now, right?
Yep.
And I think Greta just stands there waiting because she wants to watch.
Oh, sure. Verve will like turn into lightning and like go into the like wires and then just like do a little loop and then come back and come out of the wires again.
Great, awesome. When you're inside, when you're like when you're turned into electricity and go in, like you feel a pull, like something is trying to pull you in another direction, like the power of the core is being diverted to something else. And yeah, you just get this sense of like badness, like just like when you're in a like when you enter a place and just like something like everyone's like running around freaking out because like something's going down or whatever. You kind of get that sense, but like from the power when you're inside of it. Just because it's being like it's like being directed and redirected, and just like it's trying to address a bunch of stuff with much fewer resources than it's used to.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Wow, this feels really weird.
Yeah, Atlanta will pass that information along. So what direction was the power being diverted toward? Because that's probably where we need to go.
There were 3.
Oh.
Like GAIA like puts their hand down and kind of like projects a little like map of their core to you, and there's like a little like you are here thing by the edge, and 3 dots appear on the like little map. One is near like it's just labeled like cable input, like near the bottom of the core, like where all the cables are like where all the fiber and all the stuff that like connects GAIA to other things like goes out underneath like through the ground. There's a problem there. Heating and cooling, like near the other edge, there's a problem. And then security node, there's a problem there as well.
Oh, we should probably fix that first. Sorry, and what was the first one?
Like physical cables, like basically like the little like cable box where like the internet and like all the other like cords and plugs and stuff would go. Like near the bottom of it, like where like the fiber would run up from underground. There's a problem there with the, like where those cables are coming out of.
Gotcha. Okay. We probably need to fix the security node first. I mean, just for safety purposes, it's probably a good place to start. Everybody cool with heading there first?
That's good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if we do that first, then we will not get zapped by it. Will we?
Who knows? Let's go.
Adventure.
Cool. Getting ready to get zapped.
Cool. So you come in, you enter through like the USB port, and it like once you get inside, it kind of looks like you're walking on like it's basically like one of those like a motherboard like circuit board thing that you would see inside of like electronics or inside of a computer. So there's like like soldered stuff like all over the place. Like there's like the little like all the little like bits and bobs that are on a motherboard are just kind of like around you, like but they're the size of trees and like buildings and stuff. And for rule of cool / ease of getting y'all to the places, Atlanta, because you went through and like could feel where the things were, you kind of have a sense of where you're supposed to go.
Yay!
Yeah, lightning powers.
Yay, lightning powers. So yeah, Atlanta will lead everybody towards the security thing.
Cool. You start walking and basically like are like walking along this circuit board and like realize it's gonna take a while. But then you find like what looks like rail carts that would go through a mine.
Yes.
That appear to be like their purpose is like bringing like a coolant and like moving that around and stuff. Like as part of like a liquid cooling system. And because the coolant system is like haywiring right now, there's a loose cart that is just kind of hanging around.
Cool. This is like in my dad's Western films.
Atlanta like looks at the cart, looks at everybody else, looks at the cart, breaks into a huge grin, and is just like, "Yes, we gotta take that." She runs over. And
Greta runs after her.
She's like perched at the front, like, "Come on, guys, let's
go." Oh Lord.
It's very comfy. It's not very comfy, but it seats 4.
Overgrowth,
I mean, there are no seats, but there's room.
Overgrowth climbs in, trying to tuck his wings in as much as possible.
Yeah, it's a little awkward, but like your wings kind of like hang over the back.
Cypher just carefully gets in and like make sure that nothing's going wrong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
so
careful. Watch your feet.
It's a tight fit, but you're all able to kind of get inside. With Overgrowth's like wings and all of his stuff, like kind of like going out the back, and like the rest of you kind of squish together. But it's a fit. And yeah, how would you like to power this cart?
Greta holds up her hands in fists. Wait, that doesn't work.
Oh, I guess Atlanta can just be like, "Can your wings move us, Overgrowth, or do I need to just like flume us along with my powers?"
I think I'm gonna run out of wing strength before you run out of foom. So.
Okay. So then Atlanta will like, scramble back and scramble, around Overgrowth so that she's at the back. And yeah, she will use some of her stored kinetic energy that she just, keeps hanging around. And as she releases that, just to force the cart along.
Cool.
So Verve is in the back, Overgrowth is sort of in the middle then, and Cypher and Greta are up front.
That sounds right.
Okay. Exciting.
It's definitely interesting.
How much does Cypher's regular costume look like her Seeker costume?
Fairly close, except she keeps the hood off most of the time. And it's purple instead of red.
Okay. I guess Greta will like look at Cypher next to her now, like, and go like, we didn't really get a chance to talk yet. Hi, I'm Greta.
Oh, hi, I'm Cypher.
Oh, that's a coincidence. I've met somebody named Cypher before, except her costume was kind of like yours, but red and instead of purple.
Really weird. I wonder who that could have been.
Greta like looks like right at Cypher as if to say like, I'm not dumb, you know, but I think she like holds quiet about it.
Got it.
So yeah, I hope this mission goes well. I mean, mission. This is not a mission. I'm not on a mission.
You're definitely on a mission.
Yes.
Great. I'm very glad we got that interaction. Awesome. So yeah, between like a combination of Verve's like kinetic fooms and like maybe Overgrowth's wings like help steer or something, y'all get to like this, for lack of a better term, room, like node or whatever it is, like inside of this like giant computer thing. But yeah, so y'all get to this like end of the line on this particular thing, and there is a, it's not like labeled per se, like it's labeled but not like a sign for like someone here. It's like labeled like in big letters, like as if someone were like putting this together on like the side or whatever, that says security. And there's like a hole that y'all could fit through. And you hear, as you get there, you hear a really, really loud roar coming from inside of the like the security area.
Oh man. All right. A Verve would like to just like peek her head around the corner like she's on Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. So you see like a bunch of lights like going off and on like in areas like it just kind of looks like there's no pattern or anything. It's just very chaotic in here. And you also happen to notice that actually, would you like to assess the situation?
Oh, sure. Hey, Atlanta's actually doesn't suck at this anymore. Now she sucks at directly engage. Oh, I also have like a bonus to this. Not like a bonus, but like a, oh good, never mind.
Can I assist with that?
How do you assist?
I think Greta also Scooby-Doo peeks her head around the corner to look around and just to look at all the danger there is and just go and like exclaims like jinkies.
That's adorable.
Great. Yeah, so that makes it a 7, so you can ask one of the assess the situation questions.
Excellent. I can ask 2 because I am being mindful of my surroundings.
How fancy.
So yes, when you assess the situation before entering a fight, you may ask an additional question even on a miss. So, assessing the situation, what here is the biggest threat? I think is
great. So, as you're looking through and like you notice like some of the like the you catch some of like the circuitry and like how it's like going along, like when the lights kind of flash, like there's enough lights doing like weird flashes and like hanging and stuff that like you kind of have some light while you're looking over it. And it takes you a second, but you kind of realize that the circuitry is oddly shaped like a maze, or some others might call it a labyrinth. And you hear the roar again, like coming from like deep within this this circuitry labyrinth, and a light sparks, and you see this very, very large shadow of a like humanoid creature, but instead of like a human head, it has like a bull head with very, very big sharp horns.
What the?
A bowl head with sharp horns.
Yes.
A minotaur.
It's
A
Oh.
minotaur.
See, I was thinking a bowl head like Mysterio.
Oh.
No one didn't even acknowledge the pun I just made. He's a minotaur.
Right.
Okay, and then for my second assess the situation, what is in the greatest danger?
As you're looking around, there is a I think you kind of like in between like roars and other noises, you hear like almost like a flapping noise. And kind of like like you need to like adjust your position a little bit and kind of like look around some stuff, but you see off in the distance, like past the maze, this like there's a cable, not like a regular USB or whatever, but like one of those like internal computer cables that's like unplugged from where it's supposed to be plugged into, and it's kind of like dangling in the air, and it looks important, I guess. Like there's a bunch of stuff like coming from there, and like the lights are all flashing, like kind of like coming from that direction. There's like a lot of the heat is definitely like it feels like the heat is like kind of like not growing, but like focusing more. It feels like, if any of you know like anything about computers, it feels like that's like a very important like piece of something. Like it's regulating stuff, and now that it's unplugged, the regulation in this area is just like going completely haywire.
Yeah, in true Scooby-Doo fashion, it is, animated slightly lighter than the rest of everything around it, so
Right,
that we
yeah.
know it's important.
Right, and it's moving too, and the rest of the background is static.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, Atlanta will turn around and inform her teammates, like, all right, so there is a labyrinth and a minotaur and a big cable hanging from the ceiling that we'll need to replug in. But we have to get past the labyrinth and the minotaur to do this.
Do we have to go through the labyrinth for that?
I mean, honestly, we could go over. I can fly. I'm assuming Overgrowth can fly because, big wings, and she'll like make little wing motions with her hands. I don't know. Can you fly, Cypher? You got magic.
Not quite.
What?
Not quite.
Okay.
Is that like a yes but, or is that a no but?
That's a no, but
Okay. Mr. Overgrowth?
Overgrowth is fine.
Overgrowth. Can you carry us while flying? You said that your wings get tired, so
Depends on how many of you.
Well, I can fly myself. I just can't take anyone with me because I turn into lightning.
Okay, I could probably take the two of you. Neither of you are like all that big, so especially not right now.
yeah, I have a low center of gravity.
I'm never big.
I could probably get the both of you.
Great.
All right. Hang on tight.
Greta hangs on very tight.
Cool.
Too tight.
Oh, sorry.
Cool. So, Atlanta is trying to zippy zap through it, and then Overgrowth is trying to fly over top of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Atlanta, when you go inside of this and just like zip zap into the labyrinth, the power, like the thing you felt like when you first went into like the wires is really, really concentrated here. Like this like regulator switch being unplugged is causing a lot of power fluctuations in this area. And so, could you give me unleash your powers
Ooh.
to kind of like get basically you're like overpowering this like fluctuation, and if like the fluctuation is like trying to send like it sees you as like, oh hey cool, more power to use for stuff, and it's trying to like send you to another area, but you this would be overpowering it. Okay, cool, you got an 8. So would you like to mark a condition or have me tell you how it's unstable or temporary?
Oh man, let's make this unstable or temporary. That sounds like a fun option.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, just like thing is trying to send you away, but you like basically override it by just like zapping it enough and going past it. And when you do that, you like the 3 of you that are not currently electricity, all of the lights turn on at once, and you hear the Minotaur roar really, really loudly.
No.
And start like you just hear like as it starts to like move through the labyrinth.
Oh shit.
Okay,
hold on. Let's go.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, Verve is able to zippy zap over like kind of around the labyrinth. Like you're not going like over, or like you're just being like redirected through all the circuitry until you like end up there. Excuse me. Overgrowth, Cypher, and Greta. So Overgrowth, you take off and are about to fly over this labyrinth.
It's fine.
Okay. Can, as you start to fly over it, like you fly up, and then like kind of the second you pass over like what would be like the top of like one of the labyrinth walls, thanks to your powerful comic book senses, you something like shoots at you, and you are going to be hit by an axe.
Yikes.
Can I attempt to catch it like right before it hits Overgrowth?
Sure. Would you like to defend?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. I don't have influence over Overgrowth, and I get a 5.
Cool. Great. So Greta gets to mark potential.
Yeah.
And the axe hits Overgrowth. It's not sharp, like it's not like a regular axe that would have like gone through you or whatever. It's like kind of dull, but when it hits you, you get this like it's almost like a taser axe that like it's like a Nerf axe that when it like hits you, you just get this like weird shock through your body. Could you take a powerful blow, please?
Yes, I can. That is a 12.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Was it me
Okay.
or Greta you wanted that powerful blow from?
Oh, damn, shit.
Sorry, yeah, it was Overgrowth.
Okay.
Oh.
I got too excited there, just like Greta. I'm sorry.
Oh, cool, there you go. That's a 5.
And full potential.
Yep. Cool, yeah, so this axe hits you. You feel it like thunk against your side, and then this like weird shock goes through your body, but you're able to kind of like power through it, and the axe like falls down. And you see like inside the labyrinth are like a bunch of, they look like tiny like little robots basically. And they look like little green people with pointy ears. They and you any of you with like the best like eyesight can happen to like look down and see on like the side of their arms it says like goblin, but like spelled like an anagram. Is that what it is? The thing where each letter stands for something, whatever that's supposed to be.
Abbreviation?
Abbreviation. It's like goblin in capital letters with periods, and like to stand for something. And there's just like a bunch of them inside the maze.
Okay. So do we now have those acronyms on our arms, or is that the creatures inside the maze?
That was the creatures inside the maze. They're
Okay.
that's their like designation basically.
Okay.
They're
For a second.
basically little goblin bots.
Okay.
Do we have comms with Gaia?
Oh.
Sure.
You know who has comms as a mentor resource and always forgets about them?
We get a flashback panel of.
It's definitely not me.
As he flies over, OG's gonna contact Gaia.
Hello?
Quick question, Gaia. Are there supposed to be goblin bots and minotaur bots in here?
Oh yes, the medieval security system.
Mini.
Ah.
You're gonna kill us all.
They appear to be offline right now. Why? Do you ask?
They're on. They are online. I can promise you that.
Oh. Oh no. Are they doing something that is potentially dangerous to you?
One of them threw an axe at me, so yes, but we handled it. Just wanted to make sure they weren't like sabotage that we'd have to go down there and destroy. So good to know that we can leave them alone.
Yes, they are a part of the system. I believe if they are attacking you, they potentially see you as a threat.
Would there be a way for us to make sure they know that we are on the up and up?
If you could register your presences in the system as not threats, but the security node appears to be offline at the moment.
All right, good to know. So we turn the security node back on. We register ourselves as non-threats, and then we move on to the next spot. Thank you, Gaia.
Indeed, thank you.
All right.
Please don't get rammed by the Minotaur.
Overgrowth relays that to everyone else.
Okay.
Whoever installed that pun software into Gaia.
It was Gwen.
So, do you think we could get through if we make puns? Is that how this works? Because I could like unleash like a torrent of punches.
Aha.
Just gotta get to the security node and reset it.
As you're flying still, you see a catapult being like formed out of the goblin bots. Like they're like
Gotta be kidding me.
like they're
Overgrowth just
basically
says, "You've got to be kidding me."
yeah, they're like Transformers style merging together into a catapult, and they're about to fling a bunch of the goblin bots at you.
Could someone do something about that, please?
Where's Verve in all of this?
Verve appears on the other side of the labyrinth, safe and sound.
Cool.
Right, so
You see a panel of Verve, just like, and there's like explosions off screen, and then Overgrowth kind of crawls in.
Verve appears on the other side of the labyrinth. The like the cable that was like kind of undone. You see it in front of you. And then as you like take that in, you see a hand appear coming out of the labyrinth. And the Minotaur walks out.
Well, if the Minotaur is on the ground and Verve is up in the air on this cable, she is definitely safe.
It's all kind of like on the same level. Like the circuitry was like kind of like you could have came up above it and around, but like you would have to like go like down to where the Minotaur is to get to the cable. Like it's like between you and the cable, basically.
Ah, shucks. Yeah. So Atlanta or Verve is just gonna be like, hi. I just need to, fix things. I'm here to fix things. And, does like a hero pose, their hands on her hips.
The Minotaur takes this and answers with a very loud roar. And then like pounds the ground with its foot and like leans over, pointing its horns at you.
Don't like that. Well, I tried. Atlanta is gonna yeah, I mean, probably just try to lightning past this thing so that she doesn't have to fight it.
Okay, so yeah, trying to get around it and not fight it explicitly sounds like you're unleashing your powers then to overcome an obstacle.
Sure.
Cool.
Hey,
that is a 12. Yes. Cool. So yeah, you zip past it. In the moment that you're like facing down the Minotaur, excuse me, I almost said it wrong. Is when the goblins are about to launch goblins from their goblin catapult at GOC.
Yeah. So Cypher's gonna raise her glaive up in the air and like summon a meteor down on him.
Awesome.
A big flaming explosion meteor thing.
Cool. Could you roll to directly engage, please?
Yeah.
Excellent. Nice. Yeah, so that's an 11 and you get to pick 2.
Resist or avoid their blows and try to frighten the opposition.
Cool. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you summon down this meteor. It hits. And like the catapult kind of like falls apart. And you see a bunch of the bots like are having this like moment where their own heat sensors are going off, and so like basically all the goblins are just kind of like running around in circles freaking out, because now like not only is the area like going haywire, their own sensors are freaking out. And so a bunch of them are just kind of running around in circles, and you have a moment to go past them while they're like while they're just like in mid freak out, basically.
Perfect.
Cool. Yeah, so y'all can fly over. Overgrowth, how fast are like your wings? Are they like fairly, like if you like want to, can you go pretty fast?
We can get into maximum overdrive. No, if he wants to, he can go pretty fast. But the thing is, he's carrying 2 people.
Sure.
So he can go faster. It's just it won't be as fast if he was on his own.
Sure. Okay, cool.
I mean, if you want to drop some ballast.
Who do I shoot? No, he's gonna keep flapping.
Okay. Alice is a really good superhero name. So yeah, you're flying over. It's not like a huge area. If you were like walking through, it would take some time, but just because it's a labyrinth. But since you're flying over, it's not. Yeah, you're basically like over halfway at this point. And you see the Minotaur on the other side, with Verve standing behind it now, near this cable. Verve, what would you like to do?
Plug in the cable, please.
Okay. You plug in the cable, and like a big noise kind of like goes when it plugs in, and there's like a blast of cold air as like a coolant thing that wasn't on tries to cool down the area. And then y'all hear GAIA through your communicators going, the security node appears to be back online. Would you like me to register your presences with the medieval security system?
Yes.
Processing.
This is so exciting.
Processing. Processing.
Do you think it will work?
And GAIA continues to say processing as the Minotaur recovers from ramming or attempting to ram Verve, turns around, roars again, and is going to pick up its very large weapon, which is a like hammer. Like not like a sledgehammer or whatever, like one of those just like big warhammer things with like it almost looks like a boulder on the end. And it's going to chuck it at Verve.
Can I try to catch it? Or did you want to do that?
Maybe. Well, would it be possible for Overgrowth to throw some seeds down and have like vines come and catch it out of the air?
Sure.
Try to, since my saver's 0.
Sure, roll to defend.
Oof.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Cool. You got a 10. So yeah. On a hit, you keep them safe and choose 1.
I think I'll go ahead and add team to the pool.
Awesome. Cool. I will put that back to 2 then. Yeah, so you toss these seeds down, and like they kind of grow like up really quickly, like from the walls, and catch this hammer as it's about to like fly towards Verve, and like grip it against the wall. The Minotaur roars, which you presume to mean, "Hey, that's mine." And then you hear underneath you some goblins that are like like skittering around and coming through the end of the maze. And they are about to like it looks like they're just kind of climbing the walls and about to like come over to like kind of try to just deal with you themselves without like throwing stuff at you. The three of you have reached where Verve is by now, and but yeah, the goblins are about to come over. What do you do?
Okay, the goblins are about to come over. Are there things like objects around here that we could use to stop them from coming over?
There's like random bits of like circuitry and electronics and stuff.
What did Overgrowth do with the hammer?
I think the vines are still just holding it there, so if you want to grab it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Can I?
Yeah.
Well, Greta is like looking at Overgrowth.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
I think she like as soon as she gets the hammer, it's like, oof! Oh, it's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of like hefts it up and like drags the boulder behind her before and like uses her shoulder as like a lever to be able to wield it at all. And I think she is going to want to try to like ram it into the wall that the goblins are climbing over to like unbalance them and make them fall off.
Cool. I could see that as directly engage or unleashing your powers to reshape your environment.
Okay. I'm equally bad at those, so whichever one you think fits.
Let's do unleash your powers.
Actually,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Unleashing your powers is good, but I'm not bad at this because I have no powers and not nearly enough training.
Ooh.
You're always picking up new gear to keep yourself in the game. Whenever you pick up a new piece of gear, you write it in as a new ability if this line is empty. The line is empty. The first time you use each piece of gear to directly engage a threat, unleash your powers, or defend someone, you roll plus mundane instead of the normal label.
Awesome.
So instead of with a -1, I roll with a +3. And that's an 11.
Perfect. Yes.
Nice.
Yep. You on a hit, you do it. So yeah, you like manage to get enough leverage with this hammer and like kind of turn it into like a battering ram and like just hit this wall. And the goblins that were trying to do it, like you don't destroy the wall or anything, but you like hit it and like make it vibrate and move enough that it like messes with them, and they kind of fall off like back into the labyrinth. One falls over like on your side, but like it lands on its head because it wasn't really able to like catch itself, and it just kind of goes like skip it and falls over. And then like in that moment, you hear GAIA go, "It is complete. The 4 of you have been registered in the medieval security systems." And then like a bunch of the lights stop like freaking out and flashing, and like this area starts to kind of like the temperature starts to like regulate a little better. And the Minotaur just turns and goes and starts to head back into the labyrinth.
Cool.
Nice. Atlanta will go for a high five with Greta.
Yeah!
There you go.
Thank you, Overgrowth. Wow, that's heavy.
Was that a lot to handle?
It was, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you mean literally or metaphorically heavy in regards to the hammer
Oh, is this
or the situation?
No. Oh, I thought you were. I was like, this is just an in-character comment.
Oh no, yeah, that was Gaia.
Oh, okay. I was unsure. Oh, it was heavy, like physically. I've not used such things before. It was very cool. Damn, now I can't go back to playing World of Warcraft now.
Well, I certainly appreciate you using whatever you can find to take care of this.
You're very welcome, Gaia.
The security node appears to be fully, well, as fully operational as it can be with everything else still going on.
Cool. So let's go back to the cart, yeah?
Yeah, 1 down, 2 to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Verve will like do a double thumbs up and then turn into lightning and go back to the cart and wait for everybody.
Great. Yep. Is Overgrowth gonna fly them back over?
Yeah, we're not doing that maze.
Okay.
Kind of the goblins and the mini tours as they pass over them.
Yep. Yep. They're just like basically kind of like walking around in the maze, like doing patrols and stuff. And you get back over to the like and head out through that little entrance into this area, and you're able to get back to your cart.
Cool.
Yeah, and
could we maybe take a short break since
I was just about to say that. Yeah. Yeah. So let's take a short bio break. And then we can come back in like on the 50.
Sure.
Sound good for everybody?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah.